Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Knolly Williams here, your success coach, and I have a big announcement. I mean, super big. I mean, huge. A big announcement. And we have the living legend, this gal that I'm introducing you to today. She worked with Motown. She's worked with Berry Gordy. She's worked with Dick Clark, okay? And she's worked in the real estate field as a super big time producer and a huge real estate broker. And I'm talking about none other than the unbelievable Toni Patillo.
Wow.
Toni Patillo
Wow.
is in the house. How are we doing there, Toni?
Man, Knolly, you have no idea how happy I am right now. I am so happy. You guys have to know we go way,
We do.
way back. I got pictures of us looking just like this. We haven't aged a bit.
We haven't aged. No.
Not at all. I promise you.
Fountain of youth.
The fountain of youth is right here.
Yeah, that's
Man,
right.
I'm so excited to be here. I can't even tell you. I've been planning and planning and planning. They call it overproducing, right?
Yeah, over planning. Yeah, overproducing. That's right.
Overproducing.
Overproducing.
But
yeah.
the time has come, and it's like a reunion.
Yeah, I
you know?
agree.
It's like a reunion. You know, we go way back when
We
we
go
were at-
back before even we met, because
right.
in the spirit realm,
That's
you
right.
know, spirit has always, probably since inception,
Yeah.
you know, the concept of us working together has always been. And
Yeah.
when we met each other, it was like in a hotel, sort of like a, like a rec, not a rec room, but a
It was
gathering
big-
space,
It was a big
meeting space.
convention space.
Yeah, convention space
Mhm.
where people would just kind of
Yeah,
chill and
and
gather and
hanging out.
eat and do
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
And it was just meant to be. I don't even
It
know
was
how we
meant
met
to
each other.
Well, we
Were
met
we
each
introduced?
other. Well, yeah. You know what? Because we're both educators,
Right.
and we met in the education space because
That's
we were
right.
teaching
That's
the same
right.
thing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I bought your product.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it.
Oh, you still have it? Okay. Not that you
short
needed
sale.
it.
No, but you know what? You know, we study.
Yeah.
We study everybody's stuff. I remember Jim and Julie and Tim Harris.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're at eXp now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's wild.
Yeah.
Because they were my coaches when I was learning about short sales. I
Yeah.
started studying with them.
Yeah.
And you know, when that market hit back then, Knolly, we didn't have a clue. We just had to like suit up, show up, and I started calling banks and saying, hey, you know, my client is upside down. Can we get some help?
What can be done?
What can we do?
And banks were trying to figure it out too.
Banks were trying to figure it out too.
They didn't know what they were doing.
We were spending hours on the phone, on
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah.
And we had to take notes, like I spoke to this one, but you know, we learned a lot along
Yeah.
the way
We did.
because it just wasn't so easy.
I used to teach my students, you know, get two phones. They're like, two phones? Why do you
Yeah,
need two phones?
that's right.
You don't need two phones.
You're gonna need
So
two.
while you're on hold with another one, you can do your business on the other one.
Right.
And I would tell them, you know, as soon as that call from the bank picked up, whatever you're doing on the other phone, you hang up.
That's right.
You hang up and let them go, and you
so
talk
true.
to the bank.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Everybody had to go on hold when you got
Yeah.
that person on the bank. Do you remember doing the negotiations with India?
We're talking about banks that
We're
have just
talking
gone out
about
of business
banks that
too.
are totally
Yeah,
gone,
yeah. But no, I remember that.
But they had servicing companies in India.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people at my office, they used to be like, why is she in the office at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Because I was negotiating. I was
Right.
negotiating with banks and servicing companies that were out of the country, that
Wow.
were on a completely different
Time
zone.
yeah.
And
time
I
zone, yeah.
knew that I could catch certain negotiators at certain times,
Yeah.
and the ones that I needed to get me where I needed to go.
That's right.
They would be working those certain hours.
That's right,
So
yeah.
I would literally work at my office,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd be like, "She's working the night shift tonight."
Yeah.
You know, and that night shift would be a flip side of the other country.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So
It was
anyway.
their day shift.
It was
Yeah,
their day
No
shift,
doubt.
exactly.
And if we were doing it today, you'd probably have your world clocks up there.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
Tell us about this space. This is very interesting. Yeah, I mean, you've always been a highly spiritual person from the very first time
Yeah.
that we met.
Yeah.
We started talking about numbers,
Yes.
and we just
My
clicked.
numbers.
Yeah, there's your numbers right here.
Oh my God.
and
Like,
we
no
really
kidding, I
clicked.
love it.
So
Yeah.
how long have you been spiritual? How long have you been on the path following Source?
I have been following Source from the early 90s.
From the early 90s.
Early
Okay.
90s.
Yeah.
I would say late 80s. I mean, I was in
Same here. 88 for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the entertainment business. I mean, first I was in corporate,
Yeah.
like the banks. I was working with the banks, and then I was working with a law firm, and then my sister was in entertainment. My father was in entertainment. My mother was in entertainment and education, and she was also a real estate broker.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother story. But I, I grew up in the civil rights movement. So I was learning, I was being, my mother had a big impression. My mother and my father had a huge impression because they were in the movement. They were active activists, right? And I was like an only child because my other siblings were at least 11 years older than me. So I kind of grew up as an only child, but I grew up in an adult environment. And because my mom and dad were in the civil rights movement, they had some things that they didn't make me get into the church per se at that time because it was political stuff. But at a certain point, I started to realize that there was something greater than us, something greater that was running this thing, right? And I started to study. And people started, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So I really wanted to know, like, what was really going on out here? And I'll never forget because I started to study metaphysics. And then I got introduced to Deepak Chopra. Mm-hmm. But before I got introduced to Deepak, I knew of Deepak Chopra, and I remember that book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And that was my favorite book for like the longest time. And because it just resonated with me. And I don't know where I got this entrepreneurial bug from, but I've had an entrepreneurial bug since I was in the entertainment business. I mean, I worked for Dick Clark.
Talk about the entertainment business, because and by the way, metaphysics, that's reality.
Yeah.
That's where the magic happens. That's where reality is.
Yeah.
But talk about the entertainment. You knew Dick Clark.
Well, I worked for Dick Clark. I knew Dick Clark. I worked for Dick Clark for 5 years. This was before he went public. This was back in the day when he had like a American Bandstand. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Probably
Oh yeah. But yeah, of
maybe
course,
too young
of course.
To know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
American
yeah.
Bandstand,
Oh, I know about it. Yeah.
So, I got. My sister was in the entertainment business. She worked for. She was the lead vocalist for Duke Ellington.
Oh.
Up until he passed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So when he passed, then she went on to work with Andy Williams and various other artists where she was a lead vocalist for them. And she always wanted me to manage her career. And I don't know, I was always the one in the family that everybody thought, and I was the youngest, but they all came to me to handle
You knew how to handle business and money.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And so I ended up coming to work for my sister. I moved back to California because we went to Washington, and I grew up in Washington State on an Indian reservation. So, make a long story short, my sister's graduated from high school, and she gets back to California quick, and she's on the road with Pearl Bailey and this one and that one. And she says, I want you to come and manage my career. And I said, wow, that sounds cool. I said, okay. I said, I'll come back to Cali. Of course, I was anxious to get back to California. I didn't care for the Pacific Northwest weather.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't blame you. I like it warm.
Yeah, me too. I like it warm. So I came back and was working with my sister, and I really wasn't making enough money with her. So I said, I need to get a little job. I'll continue to handle your stuff, but and I ended up getting a job with Universal first as a temp, and then somebody told me about a position with Dick Clark. So I went and applied for that position, got that position, and that was quite an experience. Quite an experience. But I was working in his accounting department and ended up actually handling his investments, like investing his money, because his money was just sitting in regular banks. And I was like, wow, you need to be doing some strategic investments with this money, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So one thing led to the next. I worked with him for several years. We ended up going public. And then I got recruited by somebody who was with Motown. And to be honest with you, in the beginning, I really wasn't excited about Motown at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. You were happy where you were too.
I was cool, you know. I was with Dick Clark, right? And he was really a cool guy, by the way,
Yeah.
to work with. He was really down to earth, but he was serious about his business. Very
Yeah.
serious about his business.
You said he would show up with his dogs?
He'd
or-
come in his limo. He had a big old long stretch limo, and him and his wife Carrie, married for years. They would come in every day to work. They came in every day, and they'd come in with 5 dogs. They had 5 dogs, and them dogs would be in that limousine, and they would come in, and the dogs would have free run of the office, and Dick would be in his office, and Carrie would be in her office, and they would do their business, and they and he was doing killer business.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
you know, it was an amazing.
He was a commodity for
He
sure.
was a
Yeah,
commodity.
very much so.
And
yeah.
it was an amazing
And a nice person,
experience. Very
sounds like,
nice
yeah.
man. Very nice man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't say some of the cliches. We had we had a lot of fun. He had a real famous thing he would say, and when he would
Yeah.
say it, it would be like, okay, just do it. He would say
Yeah.
just do it, but he'd put another word in
Uh-huh.
there, right? So anyway, it was amazing.
So after Dick Clark, you started working with
I just don't see it. I said, well, so, she said, just go get your license and then you'll come with me. You'll come with me to Prudential John Arrow. That's where I started.
That was the big time.
It was big time. And
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. And so I said, oh, okay, I'll make the move with you. And she was my mentor. And she was my mentor. You know how they usually have first 3 deals with your mentor,
That's it.
right?
Then
you're
on
good
your
to
own.
go.
Right.
I would not leave her. I said, I'm not. After 3 deals, that was not enough for me to get acclimated to the real. Because the truth is, you need a mentor all the way through.
That's right.
That's the truth.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
You need a mentor. You need
That's
a coach.
right. Yeah.
I mean, I've been coaching since the 90s, personal coaching.
That's right.
So I was not going to, and they said, okay, well, you got to split with your mentor, and you got to split with the broker, and you got to split. And I said, whatever. It's the cost of doing business, and it's the cost of my education.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a problem with that. And within 3 years, she loved working with me because I knew people, and we just had fun. We had a lot
That's
of fun.
the key. Yeah, having fun.
We had fun. It wasn't work.
Right.
It wasn't work at all. And we would go prospecting. We'd go to Spagos, and we'd go to Dantana's, and we'd go to all these spots, right? And our whole objective was to meet people, chat with them, and strum up business.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then we did some door knocking, and then we did some cold calling, but we were lead generating.
Yeah.
It was real lead generation, right?
And business was coming in.
And
for
sure,
Yeah.
business was coming in. So that was great. And then finally I went off and did my own thing.
Yeah.
I was still with Prudential John Arrow. And then I got recruited by another company, and they had been recruiting me all along. But I was like, nope, I'm happy right here where I'm at. I'm good. And then 2007 came.
2007 was interesting in California.
Big time.
It didn't hit other areas till maybe 08
Yes.
or maybe 09 some places.
Yes.
Yeah.
We started to feel it in 2006. And when 2006 came, I had a client who had relocated from Texas here to California, and she thought she was going to buy a house in Beverly Hills for like a 5,000 square foot house. She thought she was going to get it for a couple million. No.
Maybe the garage apartment back.
Maybe the garage in the back. Yeah. It was quite a
an
culture shock.
Yeah.
Culture shock.
Sure.
So she ended up buying a townhouse
Yeah.
in Beverly Hills, and it was in the $1 million range, obviously. But she and her employer had some falling out, and so she wanted to move to Orange County. Well, when she wanted to move was right when the market started crashing. She was the first. She was short.
Yeah.
And she had just bought, and she was short. So there it began. Okay. So I was with Prudential John Arrow, and then the market was shifting, and Warren Buffett had just acquired Prudential.
Yeah.
And
because I was with Prudential before he acquired. Yeah.
So things started shifting in that environment. We were no longer a boutique. Now we're a big corporate company. And John Arrow retired, and so that went away. And then the Berkshire Hathaway name started kind of appearing, right? But finally, the company that had been recruiting me, which was Keller Williams, I finally decided, I talked to a team leader out in Santa Monica. She was amazing. And I said, that sounds like a perfect fit for me. And I got to tell you, they loved me when I couldn't love myself. And they helped me to really, they empowered me with lots of education and lots of culture and lots of love. And I was able to build a business that I had never dreamed of.
Even imagine, yeah.
Even imagine.
Yeah. Great company.
So I love that company, and I love that experience.
That's right.
And it's very interesting because here we are today, and technology has shifted everything. And technology shifted things way back in the day too. But this is a different kind of a shift now. So you really, And that was the beautiful thing about Keller Williams.
Absolutely.
When
Yeah.
when they finally got me to say yes,
Yeah.
they were on top of the world with technology, with education and culture, and the energy was powerful.
And years ahead of their time.
Years ahead of their time.
Culture was so incredible. Culture was so incredible.
And that's when we met.
And it was just a genuinely great company. I mean, it still is a great company.
Absolutely.
Great company.
Absolutely.
Built on the right principles, and
Yeah.
God really blessed the company. You know.
And that's when I met you.
Yeah,
That's
we met.
when
That's where
I
we
met
met.
you.
We met.
That's where we
We
met.
met in 2010,
Yeah.
or was it 9?
It was 9.
2009
It was
is when we
9.
met. Yeah,
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
And so that's been quite a while ago. And I just had joined Keller Williams that year.
Yeah.
What year did you join?
2007.
7. Okay. You became broker of record. How did that happen?
2008.
2008. You became
Yeah.
broker of record.
Yes. Well,
That's
I was
huge.
a broker when I came over to Keller Williams.
You had your broker's license.
I had my
yeah.
broker's license. I was with Prudential 7 years.
I had my broker's license when I joined Keller Williams, and I was not made broker of record.
Okay.
so that alone doesn't do it.
But
Toni.
you were Gary Keller's right hand. What a winner.
Yeah, for a while.
You were in his top.
I was
crew.
recruited by Gary Keller to
Yeah.
Keller Williams, and it was when the opportunity we're talking about today, eXp is what we're talking about.
Right.
We haven't said that yet,
I know.
but why would I want to go to eXp? I mean, like that's dumb. You know, I'm super happy where this is home.
Right.
This is my family.
Yeah.
I don't want to switch families.
Right.
You know, and so there was something that I saw that I couldn't unsee about eXp.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so this is why. Some people get disgruntled. They leave, they burn bridges, and they leave. Oh, I'm leaving it. But it was never that way for me.
Right.
You know, I left in love with the company that I was leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
And it was teary-eyed.
Yes.
Departure.
Yeah.
But it was bittersweet, and I knew,
say,
and it was something that I take everything to the Holy Spirit as you do.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you got to go, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. You're gonna get, and it was confirmation after confirmation. How was it for you in terms of as because this has been, it's bittersweet, right?
It's way bittersweet.
Yeah.
Man.
Talk about that.
It was, first of all, it was an interesting thing because I saw an email from you because
Okay.
you kept in touch with me all these years
Yeah.
because you've always been an educator and you've always had different programs, and I've always been interested in your programs and in supporting it.
That means a lot too from a fellow educator too. So
Well,
thank you.
you know, we roll
Yeah,
roll in the
yeah.
same space, right?
That's right.
And I respect you a lot.
Thank you.
So
Same here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna follow you wherever you are.
I follow you.
Right.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
what happened is I saw that email from you, and I was like, wow, because I know how attached you were.
I had the IV.
Yes. Just as,
I wasn't
you
drinking
know.
the Kool-Aid. I was
Yeah, you-
tapped. It was an IV drip.
I saw that email and I said, wow, this is interesting and stuff. I said, let me just check in with him and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's when we talked about it, and it was so genuine and authentic, and it wasn't like you were trying to sell me on anything
Right.
at all.
Yeah. No.
It was just like, I'm just sharing with you what happened, what I've seen here. And you know, all of us have different, we have different aspirations, we have different desires, we have different goals, we have different purposes, right?
Right.
So for me, I really, I just sit back and listen. And then I got calls from other people. And actually, in my SRES course, as you know, I teach SRES
right,
for the last
that's right.
5 years. I've specialized in the 50-plus market. That's my new niche.
That's right.
That's one of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, between distressed properties and the 50-plus market,
Yeah.
which go hand in hand, and probate.
Yeah. And the
right?
empowered mindset,
And
which we'll
the
talk
empowered
about. Yeah.
mindset. Wow,
Yeah.
I get excited now. Don't get me started on that.
We're going to talk about that
be,
next.
We'll be on that for a minute, right?
And then
Okay,
you got.
so I got the email,
Yeah.
and then when I called you, I said, "What's going on?
Yeah.
Is this real?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And you broke it down, and then I said, "Okay," I just sat back and watched. And the truth is, I've been the broker of record for, I was Keller Williams 13 years. And I was broker of record for 11 of those 13 years.
Wow.
And that's a long time.
It is a long time.
And there were points where we had 400 plus agents under my license.
Wow.
And trust me, that takes away from your day of doing your own business.
That's right.
So it was just, I loved the position. I learned so much. There wasn't anything I haven't seen, but at the same time, I wasn't surprised at anything that was coming at me and there was always something different.
Yeah.
Always something different.
Yeah.
So it was a constant learning environment. And every day I was seeing something I'd never seen before. Every day it was a new thing. But, I'm at a point now in my life where I want to shift and tap into my genius.
Yeah.
I want to shift and tap into my purpose. It's time for me to, give back. It's time for me to pass the baton, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always going to be an educator. I'm always going to be, I love embracing people. I love empowering people. That's really what I love doing. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean I'm not going to sell real estate.
Right. Of course. Of course. We'll always do that.
We'll always sell.
Always.
We'll always sell.
Yeah.
But I am going to be putting together a team.
Yep.
To roll that aspect of my journey.
Yeah.
I still want to do that.
One of the things you said was we're talking about what hit me was identity. A lot of times we get stuck in this certain identity. You were broker of record, and that was your identity.
Yes.
So doing something different or leaving that is very difficult, because even though you see the greener grass, that's still who you identify with being.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what was it about eXp that you saw that has gotten you excited, or that you saw a spark of something? What was that?
Okay, so the first thing, I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
It was you.
Okay.
It was you. Because you had programs, that Mentorship Masters.
Yeah.
That's a game changer.
It is.
That's a game changer.
It is, yeah.
And I really like that idea of having someone who is so forthcoming with their service that they're giving it away. And everybody gets to learn. And everybody is motivated. And everybody is inspired and moved, right? That's very powerful.
Yeah.
So at first, to be honest with you, it wasn't eXp, it was Knolly Williams that I was super, super excited about. I mean, when I got that email, I was like, what? Because you're an educator, and you're a superstar in business. And so I respect that. And for you to make that move, you made the move for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
And, just like with the other company, I wasn't really much into building the organization.
Right,
if you would.
of course. Yeah.
Although I did have a lot of people.
Yeah,
that
same
were
here.
underneath me.
Same here.
But and then when I started looking at the stock options, and I said,
Yeah.
And then I started looking at that revenue share, and I thought,
Yeah.
there is something different here. This is different. It's different. It's a different business model. Now, granted, this whole concept of having this brokerage in the cloud.
It's new.
I'm old school. I'm an OG.
That was one of the things you were like, I need an office. I need to have me an office. And here we are in your office at Regis Corporate Suites.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about. I said, Toni, we have over 3,000 locations. You pick one. But you like to have a private office. So you've got a private office. You've got your sanctuary, your private space.
Yeah.
And so you've created something incredible here. Incredible here. And what I liked about eXp most was the fact that as an educator, I've always struggled with how do I bring my price down to free. And I couldn't figure out a way to do it. But with eXp gave me a model and a paradigm and a context with which to do it, where I could provide mentorship masters, which people would pay $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 a year for. and I could just say, hey, it's free.
Right.
And it's free not only to you, but it's free to everybody you bring on and everybody that they bring on,
That's
all
right.
the way down 20 generations, however many generations it goes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's
And
like, who can say no?
yeah, and it's because we know you've been a broker of record. You had over 400 agents. You know that the failure rate, you've seen the cycling door, no matter how much you throw at them,
That's right.
so many, 87% fail in this business. And we believe, you and I believe, we can bring the failure rate way down.
That's right. Yeah.
Because if they do what we tell them to do,
Let me
say what
tell
we
you.
tell them to say, they'll succeed.
Amen.
Yeah.
That is real.
They'll succeed.
That is real.
They have no other option but success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and it's so simple. The simplicity is where the success is.
Yeah.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have some complicated thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the do the two, right?
Yeah.
It's so simple.
It's simple,
If you
yeah.
just do the two,
Yep,
okay?
yep.
And carve it out however you need to carve it out. But
And some people make that complicated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I had a
sure.
gal, she texted me yesterday. She said, I just did 4 hours this morning of do the two. I was like, it's do
it's
the
not
two.
the two. It's not the two, right?
You know, now you're Netflix binging and you're going to get burnt out.
Oh, wow.
Trust me.
Yeah.
So kind of in wrap up, let's talk about this new thing that you're doing. It's not really a new thing because
It's not a new
it's a
thing.
lifelong thing, I would
Yeah,
say.
it's not a new thing at all. It's
The
just
empowered
the
mindset.
The empowered mindset. And
And it's empoweredmindset.com?
It's empoweredmindset.com.
Okay. Tell us about that.
And I have a program within the empowered mindset that's called Being
Being
the Empowered Mindset.
the empowered mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being the empowered mindset. Now let me tell you, I've always had a passion for education and for coaching and empowerment, but I swear to you, from the time I was a little girl, I've always wanted to empower people. So no matter what industry I was in, I was always empowering people with information, with knowledge, with books, with information on this and information. Hey, check this out. This is deep. This is gonna take you to another level, right?
Yeah.
But over the years, I realized that I've been working with an empowered mindset because I have modalities and rituals, if you would,
Yeah.
that I do every day.
Very early in the morning. too.
Very early in the morning. Very early in the
Yeah.
morning. I probably have the miracle mindset right there. The miracle,
Uh-huh.
the miracle morning.
Miracle morning. yeah.
Miracle morning. I mean, I've used so many different modiums
Mm-hmm.
and so many different practices to manage the mindset because the mindset is where it starts.
That's right.
If you don't have your mindset in check, man,
Nothing else will work.
nothing.
That's where it all starts.
Your head is out to get your A.
That's right. That's right.
We'll leave it at that.
That's right. No
Your
doubt.
head,
Yeah.
you know, people, our heads
Yep.
can really work a number on us.
Yep. That's right.
And if you don't have your mindset in a good space, and I'm going to tell you something, we're in some pretty critical times right now.
Yeah.
I mean critical. You have to work on your mindset.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the first place you have to go, is working on your mindset.
That's right. Now, and you started early, so you started doing this kind of work. Why? Like, did you? Was it just intuitive? Like,
No, because, you know, I was introduced to meditation,
okay,
primordial sound meditation,
nice. Okay.
transcendental meditation,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Yeah.
And I just felt good. You know, it was like the drug of choice for me.
Right. Yeah.
I love meditation.
Yeah.
And I can meditate even today. If I could just be in meditation for 2 hours,
That's good.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
excited
Sure.
about that. But
Sure.
the powerful thing about that is how you feel
Mm-hmm.
and how it sets the tone
Mm-hmm.
for your day.
Yeah.
And when I don't meditate, everybody knows it. They're like, oops, she did not, Toni, you didn't do your meditation today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've become addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm working with affirmations. I'm working with incantations. I'm working with, what you speak, you create.
Correct.
I work with scripture. I work with all kinds of things, and I put it all. I mix it all up.
You have a lot
They're
of tools.
They're absolute tools.
Yeah.
And those are tools that will change your life.
Absolutely.
So, I encourage, I'm really into mindset mentorship now.
Yeah.
Mindset coaching.
Yeah.
We can sell real estate all day long, but if you don't have
And you've done really good. Let me.
Yeah.
And I'm cutting you off a little bit, but
Sure.
you've done really, really well at real estate.
Yeah.
You've made millions of dollars. You've had a radio show. You've got tons and tons of followers. You've got people that follow everywhere you go. They look at what you're doing now, next.
Yeah, right.
But like you said, if you don't have the mindset, nothing else matters, right?
It matters.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And talk about, because you don't know this yet,
Uh-oh.
but you're
Got a surprise.
you're actually going to have an extremely, probably one of the most powerful groups at eXp. Because one of the things, and people don't realize this, with educators, leaders like you and I,
Yeah.
author, trainer, speaker,
Sure.
coach, mentor, don't realize the impact that we have on people and the ability of that impact when you're being compensated, not by the student, but by a sponsor, if you will. It's almost like if I was a NASCAR driver and a sponsor came and said, "Hey, we just pay you to drive?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Wow.
let's go."
Yeah, yeah.
And that's exactly what eXp has done. I mean,
Wow.
it's so freeing, to not have to have a dollar sign attached to my services. And I get it. One of my mentors says, "Look, when people don't pay, they don't pay attention." I get that. But my job is my job is to speak the message.
Right.
And your job is to be our job is to be who we are.
That's right.
And we are motivators.
Yep.
We inspire people. And you're going to have an incredible group. And I know this because in my first month at eXp, I attracted, not recruited, but attracted more agents than I did in 10 years
Wow.
at Keller Williams.
Wow.
10 years.
Wow.
And it's just the way it works,
Yeah.
the way it happens.
Yeah.
So there's 400, I think, plus agents a week right now joining eXp, and they're just their one question is, who will I join under?
Wow.
And I got to tell you, Toni, you talk about the empowered mindset. This is a woman who has created, a human being, I should say, that has created the lifestyle that she wants from the entertainment industry, working for Dick Clark, Barry Gordy, and then becoming the broker of record at one of the most prestigious Keller Williams offices in California. Let's face it.
Yeah, we were number one for at least 11 years.
Number one.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
And you were the broker of record.
Yeah.
400 plus agents.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited that we're partnered up.
Yes,
It's a little bit not really scary, but it's different. It's a little bit
exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And it is a little, when you make change is always a little bit like, but if you're not getting out of your comfort zone,
Right.
then you're not growing.
Yeah.
You got to get out of your comfort zone.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So I'm out of my comfort zone
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing that's so exciting about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Is that we get to take our journey to a certain space, and then you kind of have this thing where you plateau and you get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is,
And you skate. You skate. The money's
like,
good. Everything's cool. It's all rolling.
Yeah.
You get comfortable.
I was there.
So was I.
And
Cushy.
Then you came.
Yeah.
along with
I
this
used to
email.
shake you up. Hey, what's next,
I'm
Toni?
like,
What's
oh,
next?
Man.
You mean I got to get back out there and
Oh,
really
man.
take it to the next level? Yeah, there's a next level for you.
Yeah.
There is a next level for you.
That's funny.
And that's exciting.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is
exciting because the universe is not finished with you. There's more to do, and there's more to be.
Yes.
More than anything, there's more to be.
Yes. There's
So
more to be.
it's eXp, baby. Toni Patillo in the house. We have partnered up, and if you're looking for a great place to really burgeon, to grow, to blossom and bloom, none other than eXp Mentorship Masters under Toni Patillo. All right, I'm super excited. Love you, Toni.
Thank you so much.
So excited to be with you.
I'm so grateful to be here with you. So excited. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah.
We're out. Laters.